Oh, damn it. We just finished like a 20-minute conversation, and then I was like, and then I was just like, all right, I'm gonna hit record. And it wasn't even like a surprise to Rob. Like, he knew we weren't recording.
Yeah, no, I've just been sitting here talking on the
We've
microphone.
just been bullshitting.
Yeah, because, well, sometimes you like to, like, hit the record button. Like, granted, I was looking at your hands the whole time, so I knew
you knew I didn't. But no, sometimes they'll just be like, someone will say something a little out there, and I'll be like, hey, so we've been recording for like 8 minutes. And then I have to make a lot of promises to some people.
So, we like briefly talked about it, and I feel like it kind of goes in with the Disney thing because this will be like the week after. So, like, if you've been following the podcast, makes logical sense. So, with the Disney Plus, are you stoked about, like, because I know your favorite fucking movie is Van Helsing.
Yeah. Is that on there?
And you've never and you don't watch film. Like,
no.
you don't watch movies, except for apparently all the live action Disney films you've been to.
I haven't seen Jungle Book.
Okay.
So everywhere I always like have this little game where I'll like tell someone to like pick a movie that like that either they love and it's like in the general like lexicon.
Mm-hmm.
So the most recent example of one where it actually like, yep, Jeff hasn't seen it was they were like, have you seen Titanic? I was like, I've not seen Titanic. I've not seen Titanic. I've seen like certain clips and stuff, but like I've not.
Parts of Titanic have you seen?
the fucking paint me scene or draw me scene.
Okay.
Yeah,
Paint me like your French girl.
Because it was like, how old were we when that came out? And someone's like, Kate Winslet's so hot, and I was like,
Kate Winslet.
And I was like, I want to see hot naked Kate Winslet a little.
Yeah.
But today was like the first. Okay, so I've been playing it with like the people who sit near me at work.
Mm-hmm.
A while ago, they got a hit on Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
which I've seen beginning to end, and I fucking love. And then, out of like 20 other attempts, they finally hit it again with Moulin Rouge. Just
they're like Forrest Gump.
Well, I've seen Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay. I feel like that was.
But they've had like even like classic movies like Godfather. I haven't seen Godfather. Like Citizen Kane, Taxi Driver. I'm like, I haven't seen these movies.
Pulp Fiction.
Not beginning to end in one sitting. I've probably at this point seen the whole movie, but not in order or at the same time.
See Kill Bill.
Same with Princess Bride. I haven't.
Okay. That one's more upsetting.
So okay, the Kill Bill is kind of the same as Pulp Fiction, but I can assure you I've seen both movies beginning to end in some way.
Okay.
I've seen every frame of Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, just not either of them at the like in one sitting.
Sequential order.
I have not seen either movie all at once at one time. But yeah, Princess Bride. I'm even upset that I don't know how it ends. I really couldn't tell you much about the movie after the T-Rex guy from Toy Story fails at poisoning the handsome man who's dressed like Zorro. Although I've seen the part where Inigo Montoya finds the Six Finger Man.
Oh, okay.
I have seen that like passing or whatever. But yeah, I enjoy movies. I love movies. I don't watch movies.
I need to just strap.
Oh, you're gonna like fucking like Russian torture me.
Yeah,
with just to like watch it. Like be like, okay, Jeff, this is The Godfather.
this is a good movie. All right.
Be like, where's Hugh Jackman?
This was 70s Hugh Jackman. They called him Al Pacino. He's kind of like Hugh Jackman, except not Australian, and he yells a lot more.
I don't know. I've seen the X-Men movies. Not all of them, though.
He's not as ripped. It's a less fit, less Australian.
Why would I have seen all of a movie I enjoy?
Like, that's the thing. It's like when you do see movies, you see like mediocre to
I've seen-
like below
I've
average.
seen the first X-Men. I've seen X-Men 3. I have not seen X2.
What the fuck?
I saw the beginning where Nightcrawler kidnaps the president. That's it.
God damn, it's the best one. Like it's
Oh, and I saw the end where Jean Grey dies.
that's like no.
That's all I've seen.
Oh wait, is that the end?
Did
You know what? I think
they
it was
also
the end.
have the base where Logan was experimented on in that movie?
Yes.
Okay, I've also seen a little bit of that,
Okay.
but that's all I know. Oh, hold on. They go to one of the kids' house.
They go to Bobby's.
Yeah.
They go to Bobby.
and then
Greg's house.
Fireboy fucks shit up.
Yeah,
and
blows up
their
all
cover.
the fucking. Yeah.
Have I seen this whole movie?
You might have.
Okay.
Yeah, Pyro shows up, or Pyro does his thing and blows up all the. Dude,
I've seen the first Wolverine. I didn't see Wolverine does Tokyo, but I have seen Logan, which is the only one that everyone should see.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah,
Okay, so Disney things. What would
X-Men.
What would be your X? Well, yeah,
A little,
Yeah.
sort of.
so
one day.
like, all right. Thinking of like all the Disney movies.
Okay.
What is your favorite?
My
Like,
favorite Disney movie.
Yeah. We can
If
go
I-
with like live action or.
Let me
with
go. So let me,
animated.
because I don't even know if it's my favorite one, but like obviously, like when you say Disney, the first thing that that comes to people's mind is like the Disney princess movies.
Yeah.
My favorite one of those is Tangled.
That was the Rapunzel.
That's Rapunzel, yeah.
With
Mandy Moore and Zach Levi.
it's such a weird cast. Like, it was such a weird like. I feel like they were banking on those people to be very successful, or they had zero budget for that movie.
Well, Zach Levi at that point probably had a little more, probably as much pull as Mandy Moore.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like they were
because
both
of Chuck.
yeah, and then Mandy Moore was doing the Scrubs cameo, like she
Oh,
was
yeah.
getting into acting. So I'm like, they were both like on the rise, and I feel like they were like, we can cash in on that, and
Yeah.
kind of like Kristen Bell in Frozen. Like
Yeah,
Kristen Bell
yeah.
was there, but like she was
Are you-
right,
Kristen Bell was Frozen?
yeah.
Because Kristen Bell was doing stuff before that.
Yeah, she was doing Veronica Mars, and then she
Yeah.
does Frozen, and then she gets The Good Place, which is like one of the best
But
shows.
no, like I thought Kristen Bell had some other like big princess. Wasn't she like Ella Enchanted or some shit?
No, that was Anne Hathaway.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Where she sings Queen.
I believe you.
And
I
it's-
haven't seen Ella Enchanted.
She sings Queen, and it's really good.
Nice.
Like
Good for you, whoever he just said.
Anne Hathaway.
See, and the reason I didn't say what I thought it was I was like, there's no way he said Anna Kendrick. She wasn't Ella Enchanted.
Like
But yeah, I love Tangled.
that Tangled. Why Tangled?
I don't know. I really like.
It is charming. It's
I
a
really
very charming
like the
movie.
character designs in it. I like shit with big eyes. It's probably why I have like so much like fandom in anime and stuff like that. Just like big eye stuff. I don't know.
Big eye,
I don't.
big eye fetish.
Those fucking lemurs, man. Dude, oh my god! And I grew up watching Zaboomafoo. This is it. This is how we piece it all together.
This is the common
It's like when
thread.
furries are like, man, I really liked Lion King when I was a kid.
And you're like fucking Zaboom.
Me and you, Zaboomafoo. We're doing the things the animals do. That also really confused me because that was done by the Kratt brothers.
I
And
don't
when,
know who but okay.
And when Chris Pratt rose to prominence,
You
I
were
was
so
like, wait a minute, was he on Zaboomafoo? Like, was he one of the brothers? And then like I had to like Google it to be like, oh, Kratt and Pratt.
Yeah, so I'm upset that you didn't immediately go to Emperor's New Groove. Cuz that to me.
See, and that's why I kind of led with like, look, I'm gonna start with Disney princess stuff because I'm sure there's something I like better that I'm not thinking of, and you're absolutely right. Treasure Planet and Emperor's New Groove.
Really Treasure Planet?
I fucking love Treasure Planet.
I didn't see Treasure Planet.
That was one of my favorite movies, like
Really?
for most of my life. Like, and if I watch it now, I'm still gonna love the hell out of it.
I haven't seen I've literally never seen it. So
It looks so nice.
Yeah.
Even like because I've like pulled up like clips on YouTube and stuff just to like give myself that little nostalgia tickle, and it still looks so good.
Was that the stuff? Did they? It's gonna sound. So do you remember Atlantis?
Yeah,
I fucking loved Atlantis.
you would probably like Treasure Planet.
Yeah, the aesthetic of the ships and everything.
Yep.
Is that based on was Treasure Planet?
They're similar, yeah.
Because Mike,
a little bit.
I found this out. Mike Mignola, which probably doesn't mean anything.
No,
to
you correct.
you. The guy who created, draws, and is Hellboy.
Okay.
He does the art. He writes all of the Hellboy universe, BRPD.
He did a crossover with Kazuki Takahashi, the guy who does Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, he's also
They're
done.
huge fans of each other.
Yeah, and he also did a Batman Hellboy cross, or no, Spawn. I'm sorry, there was a Spawn.
There was a Spawn in Batman, I know for sure.
There's a Spawn in Batman, and there is a
I would
Hellboy
not be surprised
in
if there's a Hellboy in Batman.
And
yeah.
that one's really good too. But Mike Mignola was brought in by Disney to
design
be
the Atlantis stuff.
Yeah, to design the Atlantis stuff.
That's rad.
And it's like, I fucking love that design for it. I like that weird. It's not steampunk, but it's vaguely steampunk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like steampunk meets ET. Like, it is this very like still spacey.
Well, that's exactly Treasure Planet. It's very steampunk, but it's like future steampunk.
Oh, that's
you should check, like, maybe like you should check that out.
Yeah,
watch it at some point.
I will definitely do that.
Shit, we'll watch it together. We'll have a little bro date.
Yeah, I'm looking at the I'm showing you my phone, like
Hello.
people can see that. But I'm showing you like
you can't unlock that with my face. You have to use yours.
The list, and it is in sequential order of how these things were released.
Oh, that's cool.
Like just
for the list that you found of all the stuff that's going to be on Disney Plus.
So I'm like,
I'm really sorry that like there's so much time dedicated to this 2 weeks in a row, but like also, oh well.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. This
is what happens when Cozy's not here.
Yeah.
Instead of anime, we're just talking about Disney.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's a really interesting talking point. And I feel like there's a lot to.
This is kind of huge, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
because I mean, this is it's possibly.
It seems smaller just because of streaming has been such a concrete thing for so long now that they seem late to the game.
Yeah.
But like think like 10 years back and be like, hey, there's a website where you can watch everything Disney's ever done, and it's like actually legit.
And
it's not pirating; it's a service.
Yeah, and it's gonna cost you how much? $8?
Yeah, like a dinner out a month.
Yeah,
not even
$8 a month. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wait, but it's just the movies, right? No,
that'd be like it's like 4 months of that is how much it would cost to buy one of the movies.
Yeah. It's like, and to put up how big of a thing and weirdly ambiguous, like I was making the joke in between the episodes, is that I completely shit talked Disney on the last episode of like, I hate that it's this mega corporation. And at the same time, like, I do have a lot of investment in.
Well, look at like think of like other shit that like people are addicted to. Because let's be real, people are fucking addicted to Disney.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at like your friend's Instagram who's just like way too into Disney and they're there 6 times a year, like that kind of shit?
Yeah.
Like who's out there like, yeah, cigarettes, they're gonna kill you. Like or don't drink, and they have a drink. It's like.
That's 100% me.
or just like McDonald's. There's not a person on the planet that doesn't shit talk McDonald's.
Yeah.
But that goddamn McDouble is so good. And it's $1, and you're gonna go get it.
Yeah. So it is this weird thing, and I feel like it's a more ambiguous thing. I feel like it's more of Disney as a thing is something that I don't think is inherently bad. Like a lot of people, like how you would say McDonald's. Like people are like, oh, McDonald's is bad. McDonald's does a lot of bad things, and there's probably things that you can be like, that's as far as food, there's a lot of bad that goes with it. That's not necessarily the case for Disney.
Yeah.
But I feel
because like McDonald's, you look at it and you're like, the product is bad.
Yeah. We're like, Disney, your product is not bad. It's usually the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
The thing
it's usually pretty quality,
yeah,
especially like their actual in-house stuff. Not you can say what you want about their like influence on their subsidiaries and everything.
Yeah,
but Disney doing Disney is incredible.
Yeah, unless it's
the Lion King live action remake.
But that what's interesting about it is that to me, this is a moment where I feel like us as consumers have to start really making decisions about how we consume things.
Yeah.
Because this is not.
Not everyone. Okay, here's the thing.
This is something that inevitably, if not kept in check, can lead to some very bad things.
So I'll kind of break down all of these subscriptions that I have right now. Now, mind you, I'm not like, I don't really like use Netflix for movies and stuff. I do it for like some shows and stuff, and like occasionally. The Netflix is kind of like a family thing, but like we have Crunchyroll, Netflix.
It's my Crunchyroll.
Shh. I have Crunchyroll, Netflix, Amazon Prime. I subscribe to the Shonen Jump, like the official weekly release. I have Spotify. What else do I have? I have the thing where I can start my car with my phone.
Okay.
Like you have all these different things, and like that's like the model now, right? Is like you don't buy anything anymore. It's all subscription based. But like let's take out the stuff like the car, and we'll even take out like the comic app and stuff like that. Just look at like video streaming platforms. People are going to start ditching like bigger ones. Like people who've had Netflix for like 10-15 years are going to start dropping that.
Well, especially when they say what Netflix is, I think $13 now. $13 a month. And I can spend $5 less, and I only really like Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And I'm going to lose that on that. You know, like...
Well, and like a lot of like your millennial and Zoomer crowd are like having families and stuff. Now, like if it's between Netflix and Disney, there's enough stuff on Disney that the parents can still get something out of that separate from, you know, whatever their kids are watching.
And they're
so,
gonna
that's
get
a whole
Hulu
demographic
out of it.
too. Yeah. They have the Hulu.
So they
bundle.
literally, you can get Hulu and Disney for the same price as Netflix.
Yeah.
And then you lose Netflix. So let's say hypothetically, you lose Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix goes down because it cannot compete with that. And again, kind of the point that I was making in the last episode, you're down another entity. Like it killed another giant creative force.
Which Netflix did to Blockbuster. Like
yeah. So it's like, and I get it, like free economy and everything. That's how this is supposed to work, is constantly doing this.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like what makes this Disney Plus thing so groundbreaking is that it really does like, look, how do we handle this, because there is repercussions to this, and how do you feel about if one entity could or may not be holding all the
end
cards?
all, yeah,
like, because then they could say, well, Netflix crashed, and Disney could just buy Netflix.
They could become the singularity.
Yeah, and so it's just a weird thing. It's like, I don't think it's inherently bad right now. I just think that it could lead to.
It really sets up for that kind of situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I'm like, I've literally never used it in my life. The closest thing to using it is my friend used it 2 weeks ago so we could watch Spider-Man. Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It's a service that most people that got it initially only had because it was free with their Prime thing.
Yeah. That's how we have it.
And like that almost seems, or even look at Disney Plus, like Hulu's owned by Disney and all that, but like think about like it's like tiered things coming together. It's like a cable package.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's really where I kind of would see these things heading. Look at like Verve with like how, you know, let's go a year back when it was like Verve. You had like Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Yeah. How did that?
So okay, I'll come back to that in a sec. But like, and then like all the other things that they kind of corrupt up. I think like College Humor's Dropout thing is on there, stuff like that.
Rooster Teeth is on Verve.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Rooster Teeth and is maybe Dropout? It might be.
I thought it was.
Or I think Dorkly has one that might be. Dorkly
is College Humor.
I know they're on a different channel. I think though.
I don't know.
They might all be on Verve though. I don't fucking know.
So what was your question on Funimation?
Oh, we can do this off because I feel like I was gonna ask.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask what Verve, Funimation, and Crunchyroll were all kind of coming together for an idea, like this weird merger.
Yep.
And I almost switched to Verve, and then realized half the shit that I want from Crunchyroll is not on Verve.
Yeah, because they don't have all the content from like their
like
not because like the stuff that they're like they're stuff that they're partnering with. I would say they don't always have all the material, whereas stuff like that they're fully managing, like Dan Harmon's stuff on there.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be there.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't. And I know Crunchyroll and Funimation specifically were going to have like this weird like agreement thing.
Yeah.
And
Well, they also shared licenses with each other and stuff like that. So like if Crunchyroll got exclusive rights to broadcast a show in the States, they would team up with Funimation
to give them
get
the
a
dub.
dub. Yeah. And then Funimation in return would handle all the subtitling and all of the like consistency for Crunchyroll's hosting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then Sony bought Funimation. Funimation is a part of Sony Picture Entertainment now.
Oh.
And has been for like a year and a half.
Oh.
And it was like a couple months after that, Sony was like, yeah, we're not, all of that stuff's done. We're severing all those ties.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then Sony, like every other studio, is going to come out with its own streaming service.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sony's technically had that for a while, but it's only been for
Do not count Crackle.
No.
As a stream.
Not Crackle, but they do have their own like proprietary 4K streaming service for the whole. I'm not gonna say like every Sony picture television, whatever the studio's called, but all of their 4K stuff. Like they weren't releasing 4K Blu-rays and stuff for a while.
Okay.
I don't know how it is now because this was going a couple of years back when I was paid to know all this. But
yeah. Well, and then they released Crackle, which was a hot.
Well, Crackle was around for way longer than what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and it was a hot mess. When you're like flagship thing of like, we spent money to get some things, but what'd you buy? Well, we made Joe Dirt 2. Why? Because that specific man asked for it. Do I have to pay for this? Oh no, it's free. We give it to you for free. I don't think I'm gonna watch Joe Dirt.
Still don't really want it.
Yeah, like I don't want to do it.
Speaking of, I just remembered another subscription that I technically have. I have YouTube Premium now. With like the YouTube Music and the YouTube Red and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They started doing a family plan thing.
Yeah, that's right.
So Nick, my brother, who was the editor on our videos and stuff a while ago, he's still around, but like him and I like split. So like a standalone account for that, which includes YouTube Music, which if I used that would be super handy, but I don't. Is like standalone like $10, and then like with the family, like you need at least 2 accounts, but it's 18, but like it's just 18. So like if you have 4 people, it's 18.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. It's like subscriptions are weird. It's a weird world that we've kind of like.
YouTube was kind of always the one where I was like, I don't know, like they started introducing ads, and I'm like, I can deal with some ads. Ads in the middle though, that's really where I've been like. And then, like, I feel bad, like, oh, here's money for what I used to have, like, but at the same time, like, I use it so much, like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, I know. That's, like, I get, like...
And, like, on the other side, like, maybe we just had it too good for too long.
Yeah, like, and that's the weird thing is because, again, it's all this, like, weird... We're just going to call this episode, like, fucking capitalism. Like, that's all it's like. We're trying to just get around it, but, like, that's... Like, it's a very weird thing. Like, because I understand you need to sell ads. Like,
yeah, I get all that. Yeah,
but
and especially like looking at YouTube, like, oh, you're the main thing for videos right now. Like,
yeah,
the amount of traffic and hosting and all of that. Like,
and at the same time, you also have a bunch of money that maybe you don't need to do. You know, like, it's for people who a majority of your people creating content are not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of your resources are free. Like, and...
But the thing is, like, how many, if you look at, like, think about how many millions of videos have absolutely made YouTube money.
Yeah.
How many billions or trillions of videos does YouTube have to host, process, share, do all that for to get that, like, at that point, what's a million to a trillion? Like a millionth of a percent?
Yeah.
Like,
the payoff is, that makes sense too. That does.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. We've grown up where there's only, like, cable has existed our entire lives, and that was...
Yeah.
That like it had advertisements at first, but like, you know, that's obviously like gotten a lot wilder. Like you look at something like the Paramount movie, or if you know what it used to be, Spike, and just like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Spike changed.
Spike. Well, Spike ditched their whole like, you're a manly dude, and they're just like, we're the Paramount channel now.
I mean, good, because they were really
kind of dumb.
Yeah, and they're like, in this day and age, I don't think you can get away with, we're the toxic masculinity channel. Fucking.
Well, like it honestly wasn't that bad by the time that they did that switch over, but like it wasn't a demographic like.
But I mean, mansers.
Yeah, exactly. like. Like, and it like they still have like UFC and shit, so like honestly the content hasn't really changed. It's really just because they turned into way more of like an FX thing, like a movie channel.
Yeah,
so they're like, we don't need to spend the time and effort to try and promote to this demographic that, one, abandoned us and just moved on to something else for the most part anyway, and two, like is gonna do the same thing no matter what. They're here to see John Wick 6 times a week.
Well, I guess to get to like on the advertising thing, like it's weird because I feel like for our, like you said, our generation, we grew up with cable, so we're kind of having to like deal with all the growing pains of it.
Yeah,
I feel like
we walked into a pretty like, you know, whatever cable. It was pretty much how it's gonna be forever. Cable's not gonna change.
And then
since the time we've been alive,
and we got spoiled with the internet of like no ads.
Yeah, like we were in the wild fucking west of online interaction.
Yeah, and so like, and I think that the only thing that upsets me about like about ads is that it's more insidious. It seems like, it almost seems like a little shadier
it's
in the way that it's done, as opposed to like, if you look at cable, they're like, we know that a certain demographic
like
is watching this
if I'm
show.
watching Pokemon, I'm gonna put on the Captain Crunch Berry commercial, and these kids are gonna lose their fucking minds.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure that maybe I'll do like tampons during like
the View, like
like.
Well, okay, so YouTube does have certain algorithms and stuff. Like, think of, okay, let's say this, like a video essay channel about like video game theories or something like that. And like their ads, like YouTube has a thing in place where it's gonna like advertise like a Turtle Beach headset or something like that. Like, it's at least intelligent enough to do that.
Yeah, and that's what I think it's like. But it's almost at random of like, this video you're gonna get it in the middle of this one you're gonna do this year.
I've seen them at the end, like the video ends and before it loads the next one, it starts an ad.
Yeah,
and then it loads the next one and plays an ad. Like,
yeah, or it has the drop down in the middle of my video. Like, the thing is what I don't like about it is that on TV there's a structure. I know I'm going to get a ad in the middle, at the beginning,
Friends
and at the end.
Plays the music and fades out. That's where a commercial goes.
Yeah, where
YouTube is like in the middle of a thought, and it's just like Chili's 3-for-1 appetizers now available at Applebee's.
Buffering.
And then black screen for pause, and then
I'm in the middle of talking, like,
and then it just comes back. It's like, where you find Epona, and then you take him to the caverns.
That's what upsets me. That's what I don't like. I understand that you need to advertise, but like the way that
they're setting it up in a way for TV, and that's not what the content is set up to be like.
Yeah, and it's just, that's what I don't like. If you were like, hey, I'm gonna have to play 2 ads right before I gotta watch this video, bummer, I'm gonna hate it, but like, whatever, I'll deal with it. Don't put it like fucking smack dab in the middle of like, and that, and like, where I have like these weird cuts. Like, I'm in the middle of enjoying your content, and it makes me just not want to watch it.
Well, in the extreme of that, just because they're generally so much shorter and like digestible, and like, I'm not gonna say like dumber, but just like so much watered down of a concept of a video.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm watching like you'll be watching a 30-second like video of just like a good recipe for an omelet, and it's got to stop to increase the time of this video by 20% to have an ad for fucking Jack Reacher or some shit.
Yeah, I literally will only if I'm on Facebook.
And if I see the little wheel start, I'm like, I didn't need. Well, all right, time to look at more memes.
Yeah, I make the decision of like, do I need? Fuck it, I'm gonna keep going.
Now it's very less than once a day do I see that come up and decide to stick with the rest of that video.
Yeah.
And I don't know how seriously they're taking it, but every once in a while you get a little thing at the end like how upset were you by this ad, and just like make sure you're I'm not going to try and do some rally cry, but just if you ever see that, make sure to tell them what you are feeling. Maybe you love them, I guess. I don't know. Like, answer the question, because I feel like by having everyone do that, something will get looked at.
Yeah. It's just, it's a very weird state to be in on the internet and this point. And again, I don't know how different it is. Like, and please, if you are, I don't know who honestly watches these.
Do we have any advertisers who
not advertisers, but I mean, like, if you're somebody of a younger demographic than us, because again, we kind of, I know you'll see it with the videos of me and Cozy doing the Impossible quiz that we talked about it a lot, about how internet, like, we are of the exact age group that literally grew up with the internet.
Well, that's what the weird thing is, though. Like, we grew up not knowing anything about the internet.
Yeah, but
then and then it hit.
As the internet grew, we literally grew up with it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we were the kids who were like, hey, I'm actually going to start using the family computer at that exact
time. For homework.
Yeah, and at that exact time is when, like, I'm thinking, like, I was 10 in 2001.
Yeah.
So that's, like, right at, like, peak AOL.
That's like where it's like, holy shit, guys, the fucking internet.
Yeah.
Get it in every single house.
Yeah. Like, you could get it was dial-up back then, but, like, we have this very weird relationship with both how we grew up, and I was actually explaining it to my therapist about Facebook, because my therapist was much older, and she was saying something along the lines of, like, I don't use Facebook because people like to air their problems out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like, I don't, like, there's a lot of back and forth. And I was like, oh, that's because I'm like, I don't want to make it seem old, but I'm like, your generation still thinks that this is a way of, like, traditional communication.
Yeah.
Where we learned, because we were teenagers, literally teenagers,
mm-hmm.
on the internet, being teenagers, of like, I fucking hate everybody, and, like, I'm gonna be sad, and, like, learning that you have to be superficial.
We peaked our wanting to complain and talk about our lives when it was like, here's a million ways to do that. We got it all out there and realized,
and also the repercussions of that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that this is not, we were the first to learn that, oh, this is not like a standard of means of communications. This is not a text message. This is not a phone call, like it kind of seemed like when we first got it.
Because you're like, this is for, like, my 18 friends who are on here.
Exactly. Yeah, and we can all be at the same like, it's basically a way that we can all keep in contact with each other without having to, like, 18-way call that doesn't exist. You know?
How many times do you hear about someone where it's like an 8-year-old tweet and they're like our age?
Oh, I don't
right?
I don't know. Yeah.
Like, all these, like, you have, like, James Gunn. What's another really fucking famous one that I don't know. But, like, you get the idea. Like, it's really not like the millennials and Zoomers who are like, ooh, like, obviously that happens. There's no way it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, you're not seeing, like, Tom Holland get, like, bashed about something he said on Twitter.
Oh,
Tom Holland was probably a shitty teenager like everyone else and said stupid things that he would regret later in his life.
Yeah.
But
because of
these are generations that, like, grew up with it enough to realize, like, hey, saying it online is the same as saying it to somebody's face at this point.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was explaining to my therapist. I'm like, you guys still view it as a traditional means of communication.
It's an extension of real life.
Yeah. And not that. And
it's not some fairy imagination land that, like,
and that's what I think gives, specifically who would be right now, I would say, like, 29 to probably 26. I'd say 29 to 25.
Mm-hmm.
That window of people who, as high school, we were in high school when Facebook started.
Yeah.
Or Facebook became Facebook, basically.
Yeah.
At least to us in the Midwest. I don't know how long it took to get to it, but
non-adults in the
but
backwater towns.
but it came to us in about 08, 09.
Yeah.
So we were literally going through our teenage years whilst or early adulthood whilst this was growing into it as well, like while Facebook was turning into this adult program, basically this adult social media thing that everybody uses.
Whilst
Yes.
Continue.
So I just think that like our perspective of it has a very, and I only, this whole elaborate thing is to basically give context of where we're coming from. And if there is anybody who is at like a younger generation of or older and has different opinions on like how ads work and how these things do, like I know we make the jokes a lot of like comment, subscribe, blah blah blah, but like I'm
That'd be cool to read, yeah.
I am genuinely interested in what people's thoughts are on these things.
Yeah.
Because I only have the context of how it was for us, and we had a very weird, skewed, a lot of growing pains doing our interaction with the internet involved a lot of growing pains that I don't know if anybody else really had. So yeah, that's my little preachy rant.
Well, that and Fortnite just ended, so they all have the time to let us know about it.
Wait, Fortnite ended?
Oh. Oh, dude. Oh, man.